Folks, we have had now 3 days of the World Cup knockout stage. We are now on to the fourth day, the final day of the round of 16. Of course, we've got Portugal facing off against Switzerland later today at 2 p.m. Eastern. But first up, it's Morocco against Spain. Hello, everyone. I'm Mahir Hassan. No longer in Phoenix, no longer at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, back home here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nonetheless, glad that you could join me on this Tuesday morning, and boy, have we got a good one so far. Spain, of course, was a perennial powerhouse earlier on, and they've been throughout their history, but of course, they got upset by Japan in the last stage, ended up getting second. On the other side, Morocco ended up topping the group, becoming the first African nation to top a group of the World Cup since Nigeria did it back in 1998. So let's take a look at the starting lineup, starting off with the visitors in Spain. In goal, you're going to have Simon in the back, Jordi Alba, Emerick Laporte, Rodri, and Llorente. Your midfield, once again, will be Pedri, Busquets, and Gavi up top, Dani Olmo, Marco Asensio, and Ferran Torres. That side led by their head coach, Luis Enrique, guy who has been in Spain for quite a long time, coached a lot of these guys at Barca, and a lot of guys have looked up to them. Let's take a look now at Morocco. In goal, you're going to have Bunu. They're going to also line up in a 4-3-3, similar to Spain, where you have Masraoui at left back, Saiz at center back, along with Aguerd. Hakimi will be your right back. In the midfield, Amala, Amrabat, and Unahi. And in front, you'll have Boufal, Ed Nesri, and Ziyech. Of course, their head coach, once again, a great man in his right name himself. Their head coach for the side being Walid Regragui. As I said before, Morocco, a big side in general. Of course, climbing up the ranks, unbeaten too. One of the 5 unbeaten squads in group stage overall. Of course, a few of them went out, courtesy of the United States, as was the case. They lost to a fellow unbeaten side in the Netherlands earlier in this tournament. But either way, both teams out on the pitch. Our venue today, pretty good one itself too, Education City Stadium, as it will be Spain in the center circle. And we're underway here from Qatar. Spain will be kind of in the baby blue outfits today, going from left to right. Morocco in red tops, green shorts, kind of giving some Christmas vibes in red and green. They'll be going from right to left. And this one will kind of be played out towards the middle. Let me get my notes. Hold on. Either way, early foul, just like that. The physicality has started in this match. Culprit there for Morocco being number 7, Ziyech, and Jordi Alba was the one to go down there. So once again, towards Spain's back line, here's Laporte at midfield. As many could expect, Spain's going to keep possession in this one. They've actually averaged 76% of possession in their World Cup matches. That is 15% higher than the team in second place. That itself says something about what Spain is all about in this World Cup. Once again, that one picked off there. Good pick, too, by the Moroccans. This one played through, and now towards the middle of the pitch now. Goes up towards Amrabat. Now back to Aguerd. Out on the wing now for Hakimi. Of course, you look at the side for Morocco, a lot of guys who have played at high levels. In fact, the only 2 guys that play in Morocco are Yahya Atiyat Allah and Yaya Jabrane, both of which on the bench, both of which play for Wydad AC in Casablanca. Interestingly enough, Regragui actually coached for Wydad AC before coming to the national stage. Actually, literally right before the 2021-22 season. So nonetheless, back towards Spain, and it's going to be a common phrase today that I say. Here's Laporte. 2 minutes through here in this first half. Of course, as I said, Spain is going to be a team that knocks around the ball. Not a team that gets many shots on goal, but they do make the most of it in general. 9 goals in all, 2 in this World Cup. But, of course, 7 of those came in that drubbing against Costa Rica. Back towards Rodri. Rodri. Now towards Llorente. Llorente getting the start at right back over Danny Carvajal, who's been quite common at this stage overall. Once again, there's a look at Luis Enrique. As I said, a guy that's won a lot of titles with a lot of famous players, including Lionel Messi when he was at FC Barcelona. But nonetheless, it does state something in general that he does have that caliber. He is leading a big side. And overall for Spain, too, I think a chance to show themselves. Remember, 2018, they were actually eliminated in the knockout stage by host Russia on penalty kicks in what was a general crazy match unto itself. Russia remained disciplined. They even though Spain ended up getting up 1-0, Russia got a penalty kick. They converted it, and then after that, they kind of played for the draw and then eventually won in a penalty shootout. This one crossed in, and it was Asensio trying to get a touch, but it was eventually cleared away there by the Moroccans. Good work there by Saiz and Masraoui there in the middle. This one now out towards Hakimi, out towards the pitch, and out for a Moroccan throw-in. Unahi thought he probably could have gotten that out, but either way, fourth minutes back towards the Spaniards. Here's Llorente again, out with Rodri. Rodri back with Laporte now towards Alba. So Spain once again just trying to flip the pitch, try to get something going in general. Morocco has kind of remained stagnant too on the offensive side. Actually, now that I think about it, they drew Croatia 2-0, correct? They did. The only goal they allowed was to Canada, and that too, only 1 goal allowed in this entire tournament. That's pretty good overall, since 1 goal, I think, was the most allowed general. So, props to Morocco, props to their defense. Nonetheless, speaking of them, here they are on the attack, out towards Ziyech now, dashing run forward, able to get it past. Tried taking a touch past Laporte, but goes out, goal kick. So let's take a look at this. So I was looking at the rosters, and of course, the one thing that caught my eye was the fact that there's going to be no Carvajal. Ashpilicueta started right back against Japan. So you think about it, Enrique has been interestingly mixing it up. Ashpilicueta played right back against Costa Rica as well. Carvajal played against Germany. So this is the third person to play right back for the Spaniards in this World Cup, and that too, Llorente did not get that much time. Gutsy moves. This one by Ferran Torres goes out on the wing. Last touch was, I don't know, it might have been off of Llorente, who was making the run there. Nonetheless, good crowd on tap today. Of course, the Moroccans making the trip, and of course, the Spaniards as well. I was doing some research before then. Of course, those two, Morocco and Spain, at least while maybe not on the football pitch that much, have faced off historically as well. I mean, a lot of stuff in history as well. There's a good Muslim representation in Spain. About 900,000 Moroccans in general. Nonetheless, on the attack, here come the Moroccans. Ball was whipped in by Boufal, eventually goes out. Now it's back to Boufal on the left wing. Tries to go in line here. Dancing on the ball. Goes down. No foul called. A rough touch there. I believe it might have been either Llorente or Gavi. Nonetheless, back towards Morocco, keeping some sort of the possession. And I think, in my opinion, that's how we're going to see this match. It's going to be a counter-attacking type of game overall. Here's Saiz. Long ball played forward, a little too long for running Ziyech and El Nesiri in the middle. As I noted before, that's going to be an interesting battle. Of course, Ziyech getting some minutes playing for Chelsea, but let's highlight some of the other guys. Yusuf El Nesiri playing for Sevilla. He's got 53 caps, 16 goals in all. And then you got Sofiane Boufal, 35 caps, 6 goals for him playing with Angers in France. Here's Llorente. Llorente out to Laporte. Speaking of guys, I mean, Aymeric Laporte could have chose France. Possible that Spain could be facing France in the semis if we get to that point. Nonetheless, possession ensues as here's Rodri now. At the center circle, gives it back towards Laporte. Spain once again still remaining contempt in their possession play as we're now 7 minutes 30 seconds through this first half. Here's Gavi now. Alba. It's a good check in there. It might have been by Pedri. So once again, the passing continues for Spain. It's Alba. Motors inside, flips it across the pitch, looking towards Torres. He gets there. Torres now motors into the box, still going on it, tries flicking it back towards Gavi or Pedri, who were both in the area. And nonetheless, the foul is called there on Ferran Torres going down there. Sofyan Amrabat, who was tracking back to get that one. Yeah, or pardon me, it was actually Gavi there on the foul. So like I said, a lot of young guys on the Spain side, one of the youngest squads in this World Cup, I believe second youngest overall. The United States, again, another young squad in that sense. But overall, I mean, Spain in general, they're a side that's young, but it's also been tested as well. Ferran Torres, 22, playing with Barca. Marco Asensio, 26 with Real Madrid. Danny Olmo, 24 with Leipzig. So a young squad there. Sergio Busquets, of course, one may say is kind of the old guy of the group, 34, if I'm not mistaken. And no, I'm not. He is the oldest guy on this squad. 10th minute here, still 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. Back with Rodri now. Rodri out towards Llorente. Again, not too many shots on goal so far. Kind of been possible from both sides as neither side has kind of tested their respective goalkeepers that much on the ball in general. Just looking at it in general, eight shots on goals faced for Spain, only 6 for Morocco. Morocco 2 being the second least. So this is going to be a game that goes back and forth. Not too many shots, but when the shots come, it's going to be very tactical and pragmatic, I would guess. Nonetheless, Asensio tracked back, gets down, no foul, and here come the Moroccans the other way. Boufal got taken off the ball there by Llorente, goes down, and it's a free kick for Morocco. It was a good dribble in there by the man himself, number 17, Boufal. But overall, it's going to be interesting. Sergio Busquets actually went down there, and it was no foul call. But let's take a look at this dribble here. Sofiane Boufal going through the area, was taken down there by Gavi again. Llorente, I think, initiated the first contact to send him to the ground, and Gavi, again, was the man that probably pushed him. So 2 fouls there on Gavi. So now, once again, it's an interesting position, about 25 yards out. Towards the left side of goal, you got Ziyech and Hakimi over the ball right now. Again, Unai Simon readies his wall, looking for something. Boy, would it be big if Morocco can get an early goal here. So again, Hakimi and Ziyech over the ball. Not too much of a wall for Spain, which is very interesting. Now we'll see the wall starting to form. About 3-4 guys. Ziyech and Hakimi again over the ball. Who will take it? It will be Hakimi! And it just goes over the bar. Good chance there for the PSG man, but then again, just couldn't get the dip to send it on target. 3 men on the wall, so you knew Morocco was going to have a chance. Ashraf Hakimi tried the shot, a dipping ball through, and Unai Simon read it well and won't be coaxed to make the save there. Here's Laporte. Now to Jordi Alba. This one played through. It's a decent ball in, as it's now Alba on the wing, clipped through, headed away. So part of me, it was actually Laporte, I think, with the initial ball. Again, both sides going back and forth with Rodri. Now Laporte. Back out towards Alba. This one's still in the area, and with that, it goes back towards the goalkeeper. Pressured here in the middle, and he just has to get it off. The strikers were in his face there. You had Torres and Asensio just barreling down there on Bunu. Just got it out. And we saw Matty Ryan of Australia fall into that trap on Saturday. And Julian Alvarez for Argentina ended up scoring that. But good work. Asensio and Torres right in his face. Could have been worse, well worse for Morocco. Meanwhile, Boufal taken down there by Rodri. Free kick. Boy, the Moroccans making some noise. As I noted earlier, first time they're in the knockout stage since 1986. That year ended up losing to West Germany. So a win today would be their first, or rather, the longest or farthest they have ever gone in a World Cup. Definitely big, big, big work for Morocco if they can do it today, especially against a Spain side that won in 2010. I mean, had that stage, I mean, where they were on top of the world late 2000s, early 2010s, and then kind of fallen off. Nonetheless, here come the Spaniards the other way. Heavy touch there by Gavi. It was initially like a whip cracker of a ball by Torres. Nonetheless, now it's out with Morocco on the wing with Hakimi. Now it's settled down there. Played down by Unahi. Back towards goal as it's now Bunu again. Still up in the air, still back in Moroccan territory. And back towards base we go again. Bunu still getting some pressure, not as bad from Asensio, but nonetheless it's out towards Aguerd. Still going forward now towards Hakimi on the right. Ashraf Hakimi, good move there, still going in the middle, went down, nonetheless got a check back in. Good work there by Amrabat and Amala. Nonetheless, out towards Boufal. Ball played through. This could be interesting here as Masraoui sends it into the box. Caught there by Simone. It was a nice outstretched catch as well as El Nasiri was right in his face, leaping up to get it. But nonetheless, it's caught there by the Spanish goalkeeper. Goal kick. Unai Simone again, another guy that's got a lot of experience on the squad. Youngish guy himself, 25 years old, but making his 31st cap. The athletic Bilbao man. Of course, two guys on the bench, Robert Sanchez of Brighton, David Raya of Brentford. Both of those guys only two caps overall. 15th minute of play here between Morocco and Spain. It's 0-0 between both sides. Spain with some chances as they put some pressure on Bunu in this one. But overall, it has been an evenly matched game. Ashraf Hakimi with a shot earlier, but nonetheless could not convert that on goal. Here's Gavi now. Ferran Torres back towards Gavi. Again, Gavi playing a little bit up. I mean, of course, you got him and you got Pedri on the ball. And Pedri has kind of been a guy to motor forward, so is Gavi. Had an interesting impact in the match against Germany, which I called earlier this World Cup. Nonetheless, Busquets going forward. It's Jordi Alba on the ball. And picked off there by Hakimi. Once again, Spain keeps possession. Rodri plays a good ball in with Gavi, now towards Ferran Torres. Torres clips in through the middle. Asensio couldn't get there, neither could Busquets, as collected once again by the Moroccans. Here's Amrabat on the ball. Gets it back as, once again, just had to be played back there by Saiz. Somehow got out on the wing there for Masraoui. Just like that, given back towards Spain. You cannot afford to do that against a Spanish side. Llorente, with the initial pass there, it was Gavi to go down. Throw in now goes out towards Morocco. It feels like Spain. I don't know if it's just me calling this game, but it feels like whenever Spain gets something in the attack, it's very quick paced. Although they still like to keep possession, but it's almost like a stop and go type movement so far for the Spaniards. El Nesiri, and they're going to call offside maybe? Looked like there was a foul either way, and yes, indeed, it was offside. So here's Rodri again. It was a nifty flick back there by Busquets. Couldn't find Gavi. Cut out there by the Moroccan midfield, who has been holding their ground so far. Ball goes back towards Bunu. Left-footed. We'll just send this out towards Masraoui. Masraoui once again going on the end line to get a touch off Ferran Torres. No, last touch was off Masraoui, throw in for Spain. And just like that, it's back towards Laporte. It's Alba. So once again, Spain continues to ready in the meantime. 18th minute here, play from Education City Stadium. Of course, a pretty good stadium, almost 45,000 seats in here. We'll be moving to 25,000 post World Cup, as is the case with a lot of these stadiums here in Qatar. So scaling down to 25,000. Well, this is their seventh match of the World Cup, and they'll be hosting the Brazil versus Croatia quarterfinal, which will be happening on Saturday. The winner of this game will have their quarterfinal against Portugal or Switzerland. That one will be coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern right here. I'll be doing a live react for that game as well. Nonetheless, Torres whips this one in a little too far as it goes to the opposite side of the pitch once again. Kind of the story of the day so far. It's Morocco tried getting something going. It was cut out there. Good work there by Laporte. Well, that's now a free kick. The man going down there, I believe, might have been Amala. So once again, back towards Morocco, back in the defensive half, and here's Masraoui. He's actually right on the end line as he gives it back towards Bunu. Bunu sends it forward. It'll be interesting to see because Morocco's been playing over the top a lot in this one. Not too much of a direct play so far. A little foul there in the middle, right at midfield in that regards. Free kick towards the Spaniards as Amala was called there for the foul. Again, the thing with Morocco is like whenever I call a game, especially like at a World Cup or a Euro, I always look at players I know because I mean I watch Bundesliga, I watch Premier League, so I kind of sort of know like players are good. But I will say this, it's interesting to see like all the players come through the ranks as well. Like there are some guys here. Like I'm not that big of a La Liga guy, so I mean, I'm not the best there, but overall, it's interesting just to see where all these guys are coming from. Like Masraoui playing for Bayern Munich, never heard his name, playing for Bayern Munich, but still getting that opportunity, which I think says something itself. Nonetheless, down the right hand side, Ziyech now. There's Hakimi now, right in the corner. Got it off, crossed it into the box, headed away there by the Spaniards. Now another foul's called there. This time it goes in favor of Morocco, says the ref. Spanish side not too happy. The Moroccan side pretty happy so far as Amrabat was the one to draw. Danny Olmo went a little over the top, which caused the foul to occur, and thus a free kick once again will be given to Morocco. We saw Ziyech and Hakimi be the men taking it so far for the Atlas Lions. So once again, as I said earlier, Ziyech and Hakimi were there last time. It's the case this time too. Ziyech whips it in with his left, headed away. Once again, solid work there by the Spanish defense. Just to line up, make sure it was not there, get the head to it. I don't think either side was caught ball watching in that regards. Here's Amrabat once again, back towards Bunu. Now in the middle. Amrabat again, now towards Boufal. Boufal, oh, what a dancing move there off Llorente. Able to get through, whips this one in, and Nasiri can't get there. Ziyech was back post. Ziyech controls it down, and he'll have to take this out for a little while. His cross blocked away, trickles out, Moroccan throw-in. But how about that move there by Boufal? Holy smokes. I mean, I think one of the best. Sent Llorente on a swivel over there. Was going inside, was going to probably cut inside, and fooled Llorente in that regards, cut back, and eventually moved towards the left. Ziyech's cross there was blocked by Olmo for a Moroccan throw. Back with the Moroccans, and once again picked off. Kind of been the story of the game so far for either side. I mean, both sides, I mean, able to control the possession and look hungry in both of it, just unable to turn one of those into a shot. Nonetheless, out with Ziyech. Ziyech playing through for Hakimi. Can he get there? No, cleared by Laporte. Throw in for the Moroccans. 23rd minute, got about half of the first half left to play before the teams had to break. Plus, you got some stoppage time afterwards. So, still got some more soccer coming up here. Neither side able to draw it here. So, as I noted earlier, of course, Spain came off the front foot in the game against Costa Rica. 7-0 was up 3-0 at halftime. You look at Morocco on the other side, if I'm not mistaken, they might have scored a first half goal against Belgium. I may be wrong. But when you look at their side, they've been a second half team in terms of chances or first half in general. Both of their goals in the Canadian and against Canada came in the first half. Both of their goals against Belgium came in the second half. So again, you pick and choose. Boufal wins it back. No foul called. It's a little physical there in the box. Nonetheless, Amrabat plays this out. There's Unahi. And now there's a Moroccan down, that being Boufal. So lying on his back, clutching his lower back area. Again, not the best sight you want to see whenever it's something with the lower back. Hopefully he is okay as gets some treatment. Let's take a look there. Buffalo is going up against Busquets, and Busquets tripped him up there in the middle and in senses caused Buffalo to slip there. Might have been a little bit of a flop, although he didn't make the iconic like flopping motion. But either way, fouls given 25th minute. So once again, the refs will try to settle this one up. Once again, you see Enrique talking there with Ferran Torres, trying to get something down that right hand side. Of course, you got Hakimi on the right, and on the other side, you've got Masraoui, who plays for Bayern Munich, although not one of the starters, and Hakimi being a primary guy with PSG. At least he was a primary guy a couple years ago when he played for Borussia Dortmund in Bundesliga. Nonetheless, back towards Bunu, sends it out on the left, just like that, given right towards the middle, and it's just wide. Rebound blocked away. Big chance for Spain. Either way, it was offside, but boy, oh boy, it was Gavi in the middle, and also there was Ferran Torres and Asensio. Let's take a look at this crazy sequence as it was Bunu trying to play out there towards Aguirre. It was picked up there by Olmo, and they're saying Ferran Torres was offside in that situation, but boy, oh boy, Gavi with a good chance to potentially make this a 1-0 game, if only. And then Torres' rebound was cleared away. Again, probably best chance of the match so far if it wasn't offside. It's hard to see. I thought that ball had gone in the net too. Didn't look like it. It probably went off the woodwork. Had to check the replay for that. But nonetheless, would have never counted. So back at 0-0, and chances essentially are also almost back at 0-0. So far, Morocco with 35% of the possession, Spain with 65. Only shot on goal so far was the Hakimi free kick. This one played through, though, for Asensio into the side netting. Good ball played through, and just like that, Spain is starting to knock on the door a little bit. Luis Enrique starting to get something going. Let's take a look at this. Jordi Alba with the initial ball through for Asensio. Might have been offside, but there was no ruling there, at least from the semi-automated offside system. But Marco Asensio making the run, tries with the left foot. It would have been a tough angle either way, especially with Bunu going down to the ground, had to roof it into the net. Ended up going into the side netting rather than the top netting. Either way, goal kick once again, 27th minute of play. There's Pedri, or pardon me, Asensio on the ball. Still going with it. No foul has been called, and now the ref will whistle for a Spain free kick. Again, so far, I mean, I just talked about it. It's not too many chances, and now we're kind of getting it. That too. Asensio's shot was Spain's first shot of the match. Here's Rodri. Now to Llorente. Llorente back towards Emerick Laporte. Out towards Alba. Back towards Alba, left-hand side. And it's out for another Spain throw in. So still with Llorente. Ferran Torres. So Rodri again. Looks like Rodri might have picked up a little bit of a tan now that I see him. I mean, it is about like 80 degrees in Qatar compared to how it is here in Cincinnati, where it's mostly 40s and cloudy. Nice and sunny in Doha, I'll tell you that. Although this one is played at Al Rayyan Education City Stadium. Back towards Laporte, 29th minute, got 17 minutes plus stoppage time left to go in this first half. Second to last quarterfinal, or pardon me, round of 16 matchup in this 2022 World Cup. Winner plays Portugal or Switzerland. Again, a lot of interesting battles there. You've got Morocco against Switzerland, which would be big in sense that both teams, you think about it, both teams have never won at the knockout stage. And both teams have a shot to go to the quarterfinals. In my opinion, I don't know if it's been the case, but Morocco has, I don't think an African team has ever placed in the top four of a World Cup. So that would be quite an achievement for Morocco. Of course, AFC, that is the Asia Football Confederation, has done it a few times. Of course, back in 2002 when South Korea was fourth, and then you had, actually, no, I think Turkey is part of UEFA. So I take that back. But still, overall, South Korea as the hosts ended up getting fourth. That was the last time a team from outside UEFA and CONMEBOL ended up making the top four of the World Cup. Would be a big achievement if Morocco becomes the first African team to do it. Here's Rodri. You also look at some other potential matches, probably the one that a lot of people may want, Spain against Portugal. This one nonetheless played through, looking for Ziyech there. Ziyech might have been in the clear, but either way, it's cleared. Amala with a great ball played through, but again, a little too much sauce. Ziyech couldn't get the best touch onto his left foot. Back with Spain, back with Jordi Alba. Pedri and a Busquets. Busquets back with Gavi. The midfield too with Spain. I mean, you got Busquets, the old man, then Pedri and Gavi, the youngsters, by his side. It's especially a spectacle to see with the dynamic with both sides. Nonetheless, Alba goes down. No free kick called. Back with the Spaniards. This one once again with Gavi. Now with Laporte. Laporte now to Alba. Rodri again. So once again, Spaniards try to keep up the possession here. Of course, still going with the front line with Asensio and all. Alvaro Morata, one of the favorites that could potentially win Golden Boot on the bench, as has been the case in a few games this year, including Spain-Germany. But he ended up scoring the first goal off the bench. This one played through a little too far, as played back by Saiz towards Bunu. Bunu sends it forward. Up in the air, the ball goes. And a push there called on Rodri. Again, not liking the call there. This was a push on Boufal, or actually rather El Nesiri. And again, Llorente with Gavi. And Gavi tried to backheel that one, potentially for one of his teammates. Nonetheless, this one goes the other way. Out the other way for El Nesiri, who couldn't get a full touch on it. Nonetheless, it's out with Boufal now on the left. Boufal tries to center it in the middle. Wasn't the best pass overall. Nonetheless, it's still with Morocco and Boufal on the left-hand side. Now with Amrabat. With that, Morocco switches the pitch out towards Ashraf Hakimi. Here's Ziyech. Ziyech now against Alba. Alba with the last touch throw-in for the Moroccans. So now it's Morocco going forward. You think about it overall in terms of attacking, kind of evenly matched so far. Shot for each side. Trying to get some sort of possession back in this one. This one, speaking of which, they've got one back here. The shot, long one, caught there by Simone. Coughed it up, but the rebound was squared away before anybody could do damage to it. But how about that shot too? I believe it was Masraoui there. Long shot, initially kind of let go there by Simon. Just squeezed by too. And then El Nasiri tried to tap it in, but either way, Simon able to grab it. First shot on goal, too, in this match, I should say. Nonetheless, Asensio was in the clear, but took too much of a touch to give it right back towards Bunu. So now the chances are starting to open up as the game has gone along here. 12 minutes plus stoppage time left to go in this first half. Both teams with good chances, and potentially we could see an opening goal before the first half whistle blows. It's Laporte again. Now to Alba. Jordi Alba. Now once again towards Rodri. Rodri with Pedri. Ball continues. Played through for Torres now in the box. Torres centers it to the middle. Too far for Pedri. Almost chested down. And with that's taken off by the Moroccans. Still in the attacking third of the Spaniards. And now they've given it right back towards Morocco. Here's Boufal now on the left-hand side. Switches this, or at least try to switch it all the way towards Ziyech. And instead sends it back towards Simon there in the back. So once again, back with Llorente. Round and round, the ball goes. More importantly, more than round and round, more goes back and forth. The ball goes. Spain's got a chance, and Morocco has a chance. Both teams starting to open up, including here. Alba whips it in too far, settles for Ferran Torres now on the right. Torres dances on the ball, had three Moroccans in his face, now squares it towards the middle for Rodri, the center back, who's gone up. Alba now with Olmo. Laporte again. It's Rodri. Now Pedri, who's been playing back. Busquets out towards Ferran Torres again. It's a little touch there off Olmo, I believe. Nonetheless, Pedri now in the box, or outside of the box, pardon me. Played through now, could be dangerous. Here's Olmo, still fighting for the ball and headed away there. Good work on the clear up by Aguerd. And with that, I believe it was Unahi to go down. It was Unahi and Pedri, or Gavi rather, fighting for the ball. Still got some time left, I'll tell you that. Still got a lot of time left in this one. As I said before, Morocco, last time that they were at this stage was back in 1986. Lost to, at the time, West Germany 1-0. Spain overall 4-3 in the round of 16. All those games either pretty close or monumental. There are three losses rather. One was to Yugoslavia, 2-1 in extra time back in 1990, and then most recently in 2018 lost 4-3 on penalty kicks versus the host Russia after it was tied 1-1 at the end of 120 minutes. Back towards Simon and able to avert some pressure there. Most importantly, I think the big one to note is a 3-1 loss to France back in 2006. That also was the last time a number 2 seed ended up making it all the way to the final, something Spain and many other number 2 seeds are trying to do this World Cup. Of course, Croatia, the only number 2 seed as of now that has officially booked their ticket to the quarterfinals, beat Japan on penalty kicks. So a lot of chances. Spain could beat Morocco today. Switzerland could beat Portugal later today. It's played by Pedri. Back towards Laporte. At midfield, it's still Spain 0, Morocco 0. So here's Alba. Rodri. Rodri now. It's a good check in there with Asensio. Back towards Rodri. Asensio again. Plays this one outside. Here's Ferran Torres now on the ball. Cut out there by Boufal. Throw in again. And I think it's actually going to be a throw in for Morocco. Nil-nil between these two teams. 38th minute of play. A lot of chances so far. Spain, is, as many would have expected, has majority of the possession with 70%. Morocco, though, with majority of the shots. Two shots compared to Spain's one, including Masraoui, who had a long shot from about 25 yards out. He took the throw in there. That is your only shot on goal in this match so far, if you are wondering. Here's Pedri. And still in the area. Marco Asensio. It's interesting that they're playing him number 9 spot, but overall, it's started to play kind of a false 9, give some hype over to Olmo and Torres there on the wings. This one, nonetheless, played through a little too far for running Hakimi. And with that, it's a Spanish throw in. So back towards Rodri. Again, it's kind of what you expected out of a Spain game, as many people know. Spain is known for keeping their possession and tight passes overall, without any surprise, leading all of the teams in this World Cup with passes and passes completed in that regards. This one now towards Laporte. Laporte, now Jordi Alba, out with Olmo on the wing. Olmo plays through for Pedri. Pedri whips it in low, cleared away there by Masraoui as it was Asensio hurdling there in the middle, trying to get a touch on it. It's Amala. Can Morocco keep some sort of possession? Falls forwards Boufal, able to skip away. Boufal has done pretty good in getting out of tight situations, and with that, Amrabat tried playing through, but eventually goes back towards Rodri. 40th minute of play, got 5 minutes plus stoppage time left to go in this first half. Here's Rodri again. Pedri. Pedri too. I mean, as I noted earlier, those two kind of going back and forth. Sometimes Gavi plays a 10, sometimes Pedri plays 8, and vice versa. Luis Enrique has been kind of ambiguous in terms of that and who plays what position. Pedri now crosses out to the left. Jordi Alba now in some space plays this true, looking for Olmo. Hakimi sees this out and was touched off Spain. So goal kick. So still 41st minute, still 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. Both teams with a lot of chances. Spain, of course, with most of the possession kind of hurtling through. But you have to give some credit towards Morocco. You knew this was going to be a challenge. I mean, knowing Group F, Belgium had some problems being an old team. You had Canada making their first World Cup appearance in 36 years. So although they look like a stacked team and won CONCACAF World Cup qualifying, ended up needing some help overall, and it showed. Croatia, too, a rather older side, although they're on to the quarterfinals themselves. A little more of an older side in general. Gavi called for the foul there on Hakimi, I believe. Now there's some confusion. Or pardon me, it was not Hakimi, it was Boufal there. And Gavi's trying to argue that he got the touch first before Boufal did, and Boufal only took more of a tumble than he did. But nonetheless, it's a tough break there for the 18-year-old. If he is 18, I think Gavi is 18. It's overall pretty good that the fact that he's 18 years old playing for. Surprised if he's ended up wearing the captain's armband. Of course, a lot of experienced guys, but also those guys are going to retire in a few years. So nonetheless, free kick to be taken. Ziyech now clips this towards the back post, giving a run here. Saiss cleared away there by Laporte. Only as far as this one's whipped into the box, headed away. Dangerous chance. Here's Boufal now cutting inside. Boufal whips it back and header just goes wide. Big chance. And Aguerd could have put it on net. He knows it himself. And the Moroccan fans, they're nodding their heads. They're like, all right, there's a good chance again. They've had majority of probably the most lethal chances on net in this first half. Again, a great ball sent in, I believe, by Hakimi. And then again, Boufal himself. You have to give credit to him and Aguerd. You think about it, Aguerd could have put that on frame as well. As there was one man back, I believe it was Olmo, who could have cleared it off the line, but other than that, not much. Here's Hakimi. Amrabat, rough ball played in, and again, just sweeping through there to clear it was Saiss. Some played out towards the wing, towards Boufal. Boufal now looks for options. Masraouy's on the overlap. He goes out there. Here's Masraoui with the cross sent in. Back post, headed up again, and it couldn't be steered on frame. Again, Simon decided to let it go because of the weak angle, potentially because it could have gone out. And again, another chance knocking on the door. This time it was, I believe, Ziyech almost getting the header there. At least the one to redirect it towards the middle. En-Nesyri, I should say. Almost got it there, and it could have been goal number 1 had it not been headed away by Laporte. Here's Rodri. Now to Laporte, 44th minute of play, and it's still 0-0 between both. As I noted, Spain has scored their goals later on, minus the blowout against Costa Rica, where they scored 3 goals in the first half. Against Japan, actually, I take that back. Against Japan, they scored early before the Japanese pulled off the comeback in that one. Total passes so far without a surprise, mostly going in favor of Spain, 360. A lot of clearances. Fouls mostly in favor of Spain as well. 10 for the Spaniards, only 3 for Morocco. No corners yet. Could change here as this one's played with Asensio. This one needs to be cleared out, last touched, and just like any announcer's jinx, there we go. First corner of the day coming up here in the 45th minute for Spain. Quick one taken by Asensio. About Olmo, Pedri thought about it. Now he whips it into the box, and nobody's there back post to meet it. So it goes out towards a Morocco goal kick. 20 seconds left. We have stoppage time coming up. Not too many fouls, no goals, no big injuries as well. So it looks like stoppage time should be minimal in that sense. And rightfully so. Only 1 minute of stoppage time coming up in this first half. Still 0-0. After that, I'll take a quick break and then I'll be back for the second half. But nonetheless, maybe one last opportunity. But either way, both sides have got to be proud of how they've controlled the ball. I mean, Morocco, I think, in my opinion, has looked like the better side in this one. They've been passing the ball around. And especially, I think, on the defensive side, just startled Spain in general. Bunu has not been tested overall in terms of making a save. So good work so far. Nonetheless, here's Unahi back towards the center backs and Saiss back with Aguerd. Amrabat. Amrabat, poor pass played out towards Unai. So just as I say that, here come the Spaniards the other way. Olmo now with Asensio. Asensio back with Olmo. Tried doing the dummy there, trying to see if there was someone else, but it doesn't work out. And with that, that is the end of the first half here from Education City Stadium. Still 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. Hakim Ziyech and crew have been putting on majority of the shots for the Atlas Lions. Ashraf Hakimi with a free kick as well, along with En-Nesyri. So the attack has been showing up, just no goals overall. Could that change in the second half, or does it come in extra time, or does it go scoreless going into penalties? Find out more after halftime. I'll take a quick break and then be back for the second half right here on YouTube. See you guys soon. Welcome back. Just a few more minutes before the second half starts here from Education at City Stadium. Still 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. I'm Harrison Hassan. Thanks for tuning in on this Tuesday morning, and we've got some interesting slate as well. Second to last round of 16 match of this 2022 World Cup back home in Cincinnati too. I mean, give props to everybody out in Phoenix. I mean, the study room, of course, was a great place to shoot some content, but I got to give props to Cronkite as well. Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. That's where I did a lot of the calls as well. You can check it back right here on my YouTube page. Of course, props to a lot of the new guys that have come in throughout this entire sequence as well. Of course, some of it being off me putting stuff on TikTok, but overall, pretty good. Pretty good overall. I think we had about 57 views for France Poland. That's pretty good. That I think, and that was my most recent react as well. So coming off our most watched reaction video ever, 57 views. So, meanwhile, back at Education City Stadium, both teams making their way out for the second half. Just recapping the stats overall. To no surprise, Spain has majority of possession with 69%, Morocco with 31. But Morocco, though, even on the counterattack, has done quite a good job at finding the open space when needed. 3 shots, one of them on goal. The Spaniards on the other side with only 1 shot in general. It's been kind of a decent game so far. Only 1 corner kick in the match, believe it or not. It's been a game that's been fought between the two 18s, to put it that way. Kind of going back and forth. Sometimes teams have a chance, but either way, just can't get it to convert. No corner kicks at all. So maybe that may be a focus to get the wings going a little bit more, especially knowing who they have on the wings. Of course, Spain's got Olmo and Alba on the left, and then Llorente and Ferran Torres on the right. For Morocco, on the right, you've got good pairing there, Hakimi and Ziyech, and then even on the left too. I mean, it's Masraoui and Boufal, two guys. I mean, at least for me, never heard of before today's match, but they've done a good job as well. So let's see. 45 down, 45 to go, yet to still find a winner. And the winner plays Portugal or Switzerland in the quarterfinal. Back underway here as it's now Morocco still in the red, going from left to right. Spain in the baby blue, going from right to left. Just like that, back towards Emerick Laporte. To my knowledge, there were no changes at halftime between the two sides. And yes, indeed, that is the case. So no changes were made at halftime. So here's Llorente. Back towards Rodri, and round the ball goes. Flipping the pitch is Llorente, or at least I thought so. Llorente gives it back towards Rodri. Once again, still in Spanish territory. Now entering Moroccan territory. So here's Laporte. Now towards Jordi Alba. Again, you've got to give credit to Spain, all in all, for putting up an interesting battle, to say the least. They've put up an interesting battle. I mean, you think about it. Morocco is the number 1 seed in this match. Spain's number 2, but I think some credit goes to Morocco as well. The question, at least for me, was the fact that, Belgium, Croatia, and Canada, a lot of these teams, many can consider per se mid teams. So, in a sense, when you play a powerhouse like Spain that got tested playing Japan and playing Germany, it does state something. Meanwhile, collision there on the right, Gavi went down. And let's see, the free kick I think might go in favor of Morocco here, at least according to, or pardon me, it was Ferran Torres, at least according to Torres' reaction. Although it was Masraoui that was holding Torres there in the middle. So I would guess if there was a foul, it would go against Masraoui and the Moroccans. And indeed it is. So look like it too. I mean, sometimes the reactions are hard to tell, but I think that's simple too. You kind of got to call a foul there. So the tug was quite apparent as well. So free kick, Danny Olmo, the one to swing this one in. Most likely, you've got Pedri also talking with him right now. If you guys potentially just course, a lot of big bodies there. This one swung in, and it will trickle out, stays on the touchline, so it will be a throw in deep in the attacking third. El Nasiri tracking back was the one to clear it away out on the touchline. So, of course, a lot of guys from Morocco as well, spine players as well, including Youssef and Nasiri. Now it goes back towards the centers. Now to Jordi Alba. One of the fullbacks, of course, the Barca man. One of those guys, I mean, I believe Jordi Alba was with FC Barcelona when Luis Enrique was the coach there, believe it or not. Here's Olmo now. Olmo into the center. Olmo tries giving it back. The header might have been skewed there, I believe, off Asensio. And it's out once again for Spain. A throw in there. Alba again tries playing this one through for Olmo, who's cutting inside edge of the box. Good cutaway there by the Moroccans. Once again, out with Ziyech on the left. Ziyech now still motoring forward, tried giving it off there towards the man running through. That might have been actually that was Amala running through the center midfielder in that spot. Meanwhile, here's Amrabat now towards Amala again. Amala, good work there. He had four Spaniards around him. Somehow was able to make it out. And with that, it's a free kick towards Spain. Again, I mean, just overall, some interesting ideas. This was earlier in the match, too. Tightly knit ball there by Simone to just get it. He was squeezing it right between two Moroccans in that manner, too. Llorente, Rodri, now to Laporte. 50th minute, 40 minutes plus stoppage time left to go, as I'll probably continue this throughout the reaction. Just still counting it down. This one played through Asensio, brings it down. He'll track back for a little while, cuts outside, plays it back with Olmo. Haven't heard much from him, at least in front of goal. That could change in the second half. Pedri, now played out by Gavi, out towards Llorente on the wing with Ferran Torres. Torres got a touch. I believe it will go in favor of Morocco. Once again, there's a look at Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. Been making the stops too. I mean, this is one of the kind of the pluses of playing in Qatar is the fact that you can attend as many matches as you want in a given day. I mean, that's one given fact that a lot of people like for sure. And the fact that, if games end out in regulation, at least the first one ends out in regulation, then works out pretty well. The match gets done and you got 2 hours to go from one stadium to the next. Overall, not too bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind it as a soccer fan myself if I had the money. This one headed forward by Saiz. Back towards the Spaniards we go. Here's Rodri again, as it now goes out to Laporte. Still in the Spain territory, once again approaching midfield. Here's Olmo. Olmo cut off there by Hakimi. Hakimi also cut off Asensio and Gavi, who was trying to get towards the ball. And with that, he gives up the free kick. Again, Gavi with a good turn. I mean, he kind of got a few questionable calls against him in the first half. This one able to shield it off and able to draw the contact in all two. Out towards the wing, or at least trying to go outside towards the wing, was Spain. Back with Llorente, Rodri, Laporte. Laporte once again, dipping ball forward, cut off there by Ziyech, who was looking for Alba, I believe, on the left-hand side. And with that, Hakimi was grabbed there by Olmo, and he'll earn the free kick. That's been an interesting battle today. Ashraf Hakimi and Hakim Ziyech on the right side for Morocco, and then on the other side, you've got Jordi Alba, Gavi, and Dani Olmo for Spain. This one, a long ball played there. A little too far. El Nasiri was maybe the closest, but either way, sent to the opposite side of the pitch for a goal kick. There's a look at Luis Enrique, of course, was in charge of this team back in 2018. I believe he took over after the World Cup ended back in 2018. So he was not on the end of what was, in many Spaniards' mind, an abysmal showing against Russia. Just couldn't capitalize, couldn't get the go ahead, and then eventually fell on penalty kicks. Could be the case today if they can't convert chances. Olmo, now with Alba back towards Olmo. Olmo now plays it towards Gavi on the left. Gavi now, edge of the box, goes down off of Hakimi, and it's a free kick for Spain. Again, Hakimi called for the foul there. This is like going back and forth. I mean, you knew this was going to be something special, and it's only going to get better and better as Gavi was the one going forward as well. I mean, he was on the right a lot, and I think he and Pedri swapped places. Asensio takes a quick free kick, or at least he tried to take a quick free kick, and now the ref will make sure the whistle has been blown before anything can be set. AKA the wall can be set. Two guys in the wall for Morocco. It's going to be Unahi and Ziyech. Olmo and Asensio over the ball. This is a tight angle, so it could end up being direct, but most likely it would probably be indirect. Once again, Asensio flicks it off. Almost shot! Punched away there by Bunu. Good chance there by Danny Olmo. It was a nifty flick by Asensio to set it up, get the wall out of place, and I think Ziyech and Unahi, instead of pressuring them, just decided to keep it as it is. Olmo with an absolute laser at Bunu, and he's coaxed to make his first save. And again, too, you look at saves. I mean, that too being new or Boo seventh save, at least for Morocco, seventh save of the tournament. That's at least going into today. They had six saves, just six saves in total. That's tied for fourth. So of course, this is a side that, although has had their ups and downs over time. Overall their defense solid, absolute solid when it comes to that. They remain untested. And it's also like a credit to the back line too to just cut it off the attacker's feet. I mean, they played some interesting folks. They played Croatia and Luka Modric, held them to 0 points. Played Belgium, which although an older side, still got. I mean, they didn't play Lukaku in that game, but you still got Bruyne, Azad, guys off the bench to a Trossard and crew. They had some challenges, but nonetheless, here come the Spaniards again. Challenges continue. Olmo goes down edge of the box. No foul called. Ref says get up. Wow, interesting call there as Olmo might have drawn contact, but nonetheless, here comes Amrabat playing through. And with that, El Nasiri is offside. It was going to be well in the clear had he been onside, but nonetheless, it looked like even from here that, yeah, it was off probably by a few yards, I'd say. Unahi. Now here's Masraoui. Masraoui goes down. Buffal slipped on the pitch as he was trying to get something forward. And it's back towards Spain. Back and forth we go. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to keep the notes here just in case I need to read something, give a little nugget. But other than that, it's just the play itself. Back and forth we go. Both teams have been mostly possessive. Both teams are pragmatic teams. But the game has started to open up. The game has started to become a little more attack-minded as it has gone along. 57th minute, 33 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Let's take a look at this almost shot, too. It was an absolute laser. Didn't get much of a curl. I expected potentially a curl there. And again, you have to give credit there to the goalkeeper, Bono. So once again, Yassine Bounou making his 49th cap today, the Sevilla man. Of course, some other guys on the bench, Munir Muhammedi. I believe he actually started a few matches as well in this World Cup, and instead Walid Regragui decided to go with Bunu for this one. Think about it too with Regragui. He was just appointed as head coach August 31st of this year. So it's a little more than 3 months he has been in charge of this team. And I mean, he's been around. He's like I said earlier, he coached Wydad AC in Casablanca, was an assistant on the squad back in 2012 and 2013. But overall, pretty good start for them. He's been unbeaten, and that includes their unbeatenness at the World Cup so far. So I mean, you think about it. Nonetheless, here's Boufal taking off the ball there. It was a good pick. Nonetheless, Amrabat gives chase as Pedri was going forward, and he just gets it off there. In turn, he also draws the free kick. Ziyech there called for the foul. Here's Llorente again. As I noted earlier, it's a lot of chances. Nonetheless, here's Gavi. Gets it out towards Olmo on the left. What can he do? Olmo, good challenge there by Amrabat to get that away. And there's a Moroccan down on the pitch. And again, you got to give credit to Gavi. Staying with his feet, taken down there. And it was Hakimi who was clipped there in the back. Let's take a look at this. I think Gavi kind of didn't necessarily interlock, but did knock Hakimi close to his ankles. Laporte, Rodri. It's good work today with the center backs, both of whom play for Manchester City. Here's Rodri again. Laporte. Now to Alba. Alba thought about going outside, pips it through, had an option potentially with Ferran Torres, and the header back by Busquets goes all the way to Bunu. Bunu picks it up, 60th minute of play. So now half hour left plus stoppage time. If it is still tied, we head to extra time, that being 30 minutes split into 15-minute periods. Of course, both 15-minute periods will be played. It's not like if someone scores a goal in the first period, game's done, if that's the case at the intermission. Here's Laporte. Now to Alba again. The Moroccan fans on their feet doing the Skol chant, made popular, of course, by the Scandinavian countries. Doing a good one as well. Probably one of the best I've heard. Laporte. Now to Alba. Alba played in, going down there. I believe it was Gavi, and with that, it's a free kick for Spain. And now I don't know what the ref's exactly doing here. But either way, I mean, some sloppy passing overall, but at the same time, kind of lucky for both sides in that regards. Gavi there going for the foul. Of course, Regragui doesn't like it, and neither does Aguerd, who was the culprit there. So once again, here's the change that a lot of Spaniards probably want in this match. I don't know if it'll happen before or after the free kick. And it looks like, I don't know, it might happen overall. Nonetheless, Pedri and Asensio stand over the ball. And it looks like they'll take the free kick. Pedri plays this close for Busquets. Back out towards Pedri. Pedri again. In space, Rodri whips it in too far. Just headed high up in the air by Saiss. Headed down there by Bunu. Somehow got out of the box. And it's out with Ziyech and the Moroccans. Ziyech, good turn there. Now needs some potentially something to go forward. Actually, did a nifty pass over towards Unahi. That's a good sequence there by Morocco just to get it past. Jordi Alba now down in some pain. Again, let's take a look at this because it was Ziyech on the ball, went down, but somehow, I mean, I mean, yeah, just passed it as the foul was going there. That's what you call, I think, perfect passing presence. Draw the player out, and then of course get the through ball going. Jordi Alba getting some treatment there, getting the spray as well, kind of on his hamstring area. With that, Gavi will head to the bench, and now in will be Alvaro Morata. Also heading out will be Marco Asensio. So it looks like Morata will be up top in favor of Asensio. Soler will now be in Gavi's spot. How about that? Two from Gavi. Of course, has put in the work throughout the day today. His entire shirt, it feels like, has been covered up with dirt overall. Kind of easy to tell too. I mean, one from Qatar on the playing surface. Of course, a lot of matches have been played. Many of these stadiums, of course, many times there's often like 10 to 12 stadiums, only 8 for this World Cup. And then also Spain's wearing a baby blue outfit, so that's probably why. Anybody that knows a little bit more about grass, tell me, because this is interesting. I mean, there's been a lot more dirt picked up in this World Cup than World Cups prior. So I don't know if there's anything. Actually, you think about it though. I learned the other day this is actually Bermuda grass they're playing on. So I don't know. I mean, we can drive down to like Georgia, Florida, and find out how bad the pitch is. But I guess that's what it is. Yeah, you think about it. Believe it or not, Qatar imported Bermuda grass from the United States to play on. Bermuda grass has been quite common, especially in playing surfaces, especially in the MLS. Here's Alba, now towards Olmo. Rodri out on the right, trying to keep it in play was Ferran Torres, eventually cleared away there by Masraoui. 65th minute, 25 minutes plus stoppage time. Again, Spain with majority of the possession, and I think overall majority of the chances. Not too many chances for Morocco, and I think for Regragui too. The question becomes: do you decide to play for extra time, reset, and maybe make the most of it, or do you even play for penalties in that sense? Because you think about it, Spain's going to be just hurdling this attack. They're going to be keeping on pounding. The question becomes then: do you just kind of hunker down, or do you go out potentially on a counter to score the game winner? This one was a long ball played over the top there by Laporte. Little too far for a running. I forget who it was, but either way, it's a good ball. So now we'll see the first change of the day for Morocco, as it will be Boufal heading off, and coming in Boufal's place will be number 16, Abde Essalsouli. And of course, Boufal getting a good ovation there. It's been great to see the Moroccan fans coming out giving support for their team in this World Cup, especially in terms of making the trip over. I think that's one thing I love about this World Cup is the fact that you have teams that have the players, they have the people, they have the money, and more importantly, those people have the money to go to these types of games. And no disrespect to Morocco and some other countries, but the fact that like you can have all these countries at different economic standards per se, but all of them have that passion to save up money. It doesn't matter how much or how much they sacrifice, but still to get to the World Cup and to experience all of this. And for Morocco, boy oh boy, has this been a dream come true already for them. The fact that they were in the same group as Spain in 2018, ended up drawing 2-2. And actually, you think about it, that's the only time Morocco has drawn against Spain. The last two times before that, they ended up losing. They have never beaten Spain before, if that's what you're thinking. Of course, you think about it, they could draw and they'd still technically be unbeaten, even if they were to win the penalty shootout. But that's all speculation. Here's Alba, Pedri, now in the middle now. Rodri, Llorente, now on the right. It's Ferran Torres again. End line, cut out there by Masraoui, throw in for Spain. And again, just a good run there. Ferran Torres on the right. You think about it too, and I've noted this before, except for almost shot, which was off a set piece. Not too many chances for Spain at goal overall. There's Alba there with the chance. So once again, out the ball goes, but it will be out for a corner kick. Danny Olmo to take it. Another short one here. This one for Soler. Pedri. Still out with Pedri. This one pipped out wide. Soler now on the left. Back towards Pedri. The most touches on the ball here. This one's sent in by Laporte, headed away. Once again, Spain continues their attack. Edge of the box, or rather close to the edge of the box. Not necessarily literally at the edge of the box. Nonetheless, now back towards midfield. That's the Spanish tactics for you. They're not necessarily going to get clears, but nonetheless, Olmo out with Morata. Morata now thought about the shot. Crunching tackle there by Aguerd, and no foul was called. A clean tackle, in my opinion. Once again, Unahi, the initial pass. This one, a nifty fight there. Alba was also going up there. Let's take a look at this. Alvaro Morata could have put this in with his left foot, but Aguerd, right place, right time, and right amount of touch on the ball to just send it away, not draw the foul. Nonetheless, here comes Spain the other way. Pedri motoring down. Amrabat takes him down. No foul called. Back towards goal, and Bunu. Back towards midfield. Laporte. Rodri. Rodri still going forward. Now to Laporte. It's Alba again. Again, Morocco is not pressuring here. They're sitting back. They're relaxing, per se. And they're actually only bringing two guys forward. That being El Nasiri, and now they brought in Unahi almost. So they're strictly putting Ziyech and now Esal Suli out on the wings to defend here. Pedri, Soler, Rodrigo. Passing continues for Spain, a team that has averaged 76% of possession in matches they've played in this World Cup. They're at 74% right now. Alba, Pedri, Laporte. Emerick Laporte again, out of Rodri. Think about it. This is about 30, 35 yards out, but your center backs are playing that high. That I think says something about just the type of command and possession that they at least wish to have in this one. That is Spain, in the sense that they're not even going to let that be. I mean, I've seen Real Madrid play that, but never against this. Like, that's the thing. Like, in this type of matchup, that's like Real Madrid playing that against Atletico. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not Spain, Costa Rica. This is Spain, Morocco. Morocco has earned the right to get that number one seed. So it's just props to Spain, too, in that regards, to kind of beat that. Meanwhile, Morocco tries winning the ball back here. It's a good job there by, I believe, Unahi. Ziyech was playing it on the right, a little deeper, played it back, and the pass forward by Aguerd, either Aguerd or Saiss, is now out on the wing for Esal Suli. Crunching tackle there. Good work by Soler. It's now a was a 4-on-3, at least in the middle. Now my stream has stopped for a while as it buffers here for a second. See if I can switch it up. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, it's back here. 73rd minute. Back with Spain now in their defensive half. 73rd minute, about 18 minutes or so, plus stoppage time remaining. It's kind of been a heavy struggle so far for both sides to get legit shots on goal. Only one from both sides, Danny Olmo off a set piece, and then Masraoui about 30 yards out. And with that, offside is called on Spain as they were trying to just build an attack going forward. You couldn't tell who was offside, maybe Morata, and that's who they're saying. Alvaro Morata called offside. Again, more changes coming for both sides. For Spain, it looks like they're going to be bringing on Nico Williams. Williams only with one goal overall, seventh cap for him if it were to be the case. Ziyech clipped to the middle, tried getting it out towards Masraoui, picked off there by Llorente. And again, Llorente will just have to settle here. Soler, Morata, Pedri, Laporte, Alba. Now to Olmo. Played through by Pedri, and Olmo couldn't get there. Hakimi with the good work tracking back. Nonetheless, possession goes back to Spain. I mean, and I think this is probably how we'll expect this match to go on unless Morocco were to get an attack sometime soon. This is going to be, can Spain get that opener in ways? Laporte, Pedri, Jordi Alba. Can you think about it? If Spain's going to get a goal, it's probably going to be a team goal overall. So here's Pedri, now to Alba. Alba in the middle with Olmo. Went on a touch off the turn. No foul called, says the ref. Pedri, good flip outside for Ferran Torres. Now inside the box. Cut away there by Masraoui. It's given right back to Amala. Tried passing it back towards Masraoui and in turn gives it back towards Torres in Spain. Now out with Alba. Center of the pitch. Back out towards that right flank. And Torres cut away again by Masraoui for another Spain throw-in. 75 minutes through this match. And we still got about 15 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. As I said before, kind of been, I don't want to say a titanic struggle, but it's definitely been a struggle for Spain to get something going. And that's a credit to Morocco and what they've done so far. So a little change was taking place. Ferran Torres is off. Nico Williams is now on that right-hand side. Pedri, Rodri. Still some time left. Nifty work there at least for a while. What a turn there. Couldn't tell who that was, but still, what a turn. Might have been S. Suli, maybe? I don't know. Here's Ziyech. Ziyech has to track all the way back. He's close toward his end line, and he just passes it towards Bunu, who just has to boot this forward. Again, pressure has come few and often. Yellow card, meanwhile, has been given towards Spain and Emeric Laporte. Big yellow card for him. Of course, looking at the guys who are on a yellow going into this match, only Sergio Busquets for Spain. So the only way Emeric Laporte would be suspended for the potential quarterfinal would be if he was to get that second yellow and thus be sent off. That too, to note, that's also your first yellow card of the match, which kind of states that even though, as I've said before, it's been a physical titanic struggle at points, hasn't been that physical, hasn't been that sloppy in terms of defending. Still, a lot of time left. Lots of time left. You think about it. Morocco got their opener against Belgium in the 73rd minute. We're now in the 77th minute, and it's still 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. Here's Laporte. Now to Rodri. They were in their own box. Now they're out, trying to once again get back towards Moroccan territory. Pedri, now with Alba. Back towards Pedri. Played a decent ball in. Was looking for Morata. Nonetheless, Morata gets it out towards Alba. Alba whips it in, headed away. Olmo gave some pressure. He takes a shot, and it's off target as it sails into the Moroccan crowd. Again, Danny Olmo and crew just trying to get something going. And now they've got a little bit of the tiki-taka slash one-touch going here. And just decided to take that first time off the volley. Again, not the best look there for the RB Leipzig man. As the Moroccans, the Atlas Lions, as they're called, back in the knockout stage, 36 years. As a note, also, 1998 was the last time that an African team managed to top their group. That team was Nigeria. They lost their round of 16 match 4-1 to Denmark. Overall, against UEFA teams, CAF, aka the African Football Federation, has done pretty rough overall. The most recent type of round of 16 match between these two was Germany beating Algeria 2-1, which happened in 2014. The only win that Africa has mustered against Europe at this stage, that is the round of 16, was Senegal over Sweden 2-1 in extra time back in 2002. Ended up being quite a crazy World Cup unto itself. As I said, Turkey, out of all people, getting third. South Korea, the host, ended up getting fourth. Nonetheless, this one crossed in. Good chance for Olmo, but again, cleared away. Nico Williams there with the cross on the right-hand side. Olmo calling for a foul. Just kind of been commonplace right now for this Spanish side. And again, Olmo again with a chance. Looks like another change may be coming for Morocco soon. It will be Walid Chedira, of course, playing for Bari in Italy. Be his third cap for him if he were to come on. Jordi Alba now, midfield, now towards Laporte. Only guy in a yellow, that is for both of the players out there. This one scooped forward, looking for options. Soler tried crossing it in, got deflected. Bunu and Saiz do not like the call, and it's out for a Spanish corner kick. 10 minutes plus stoppage time left to go. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I think that was a corner kick, and I think both of them are trying to argue that it was Soler with the last touch. Nonetheless, can't be reviewed. Corner kick once again taken short. Out again on the right, Llorente. Now to Alba. Jordi Alba clips it forward, headed away. Good work. And eventually further headed away once, twice, and then third time by the Moroccans. Rodri. Now to Alba. Pedri. Rodri again. Out to Nico Williams again. Nico still plays through, playing it through. Here's Torres, shot across the face of goal. And again, Alvaro Morata with a great chance to potentially make it 1-0. It would have been a tight angle either way as the ball was almost at the end line, but a perfect run through. Great ball by Williams. But then again, just went across. I don't think Bunu had to make a save there. And even though he stuck his leg out, went across the face of goal. So either way, good chance for Morata, good chance for Spain, who has held now 75% of the possession, up from 69 at half. And with that, three changes are coming, as you'll have Amala El Nesri and Masraoui all heading off for Morocco. Heading on will be Chedira, Sabiri, and Atiat Allah. So we'll get to see where each of these guys will be playing, but it looks like it should be interesting as well. So, as I noted, Sabiri, who interestingly enough is one of the two guys on a yellow for Morocco. So that's a fun fact if you want it. So you have Sabiri, who playing is a midfielder. He'll be playing number 11. At least that's his number. So once again, big changes. Big changes. Now, four made for Morocco. Of course, this is being the first World Cup with five changes overall. And I believe if the game was to go to extra time, then an extra sub will be allowed. You have Atiat Allah also coming in as well. Looks like he will slide in as left back, and then Chedira will be playing up as, yeah. So Chedira will be playing your forward role, and then you have Atiat Ali, who will probably be sliding into the left back spot. So those were a lot of changes for sure. 84th minute now, so 7 minutes plus stoppage time left to go. What has been an interesting second half so far. Chances from both sides, but now majority in favor of Spain, and now Aguerd is down for Morocco. Nayef Aguerd. As I noted earlier, other than possession, pretty evenly matched. Spain, though, four shots in general compared to Morocco's three. So Morocco has not mustered a shot in the second half. And it looks like Aguerd, for now, limps off. Stretcher came out, is not going to need it, and hopefully he's okay. If not, some options off the bench for Morocco will definitely be needed. Of course, Sai's already playing, making his 70th cap today, captain of this side. Could see some interesting ones in general. Could see Jawad Al Yamik, possible option. Even Badr Benoun. But either one of those two guys not having that much experience compared to Aguerd himself, the West Ham United man. Right now, getting some treatment. Right now, to my knowledge, it looks like Morocco's playing down a man, too, which could be interesting knowing how Spain has been controlling this match overall. Bunu again, boots it forward, back in the middle, and uh, it's Chedira now on the ball, not El Nesiri. And Chedira will be wearing number 21, I believe. Yes. Nonetheless, this one whipped in by Hakimi, headed down, still in the area, and unable to get a touch there was Chedira. Good chance for the Moroccans, probably best of the half. And again, it goes down to Ashraf Hakimi making a great run into the box. Great cross in as well. Either way, just trickles wide. Again, 5 minutes plus stoppage time left to go in this first half. Still 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. Nico Williams now back with Llorente. And round the ball goes, going from the right side to the left for Spain. Now it was Pedri trying to feed in Jordi Alba, and it goes out for Morocco throwing. The question is for me, and I think as this crowd gets a little louder and as this game goes along, I think there's some point where the momentum, even if Spain doesn't get those shots, does go in favor of Morocco. And the fact that they haven't allowed a shot in general, maybe that gives them the energy. It's still a 0-0 game. All they need is one goal to turn the tide in a very big way as well. They've never made it to the quarterfinals in their history. As I noted earlier, at the World Cup, the farthest they've gone was that round of 16 appearance in Mexico back in 1986. So they've already tied the farthest they have gone at a World Cup in this one already. Nico Williams, though, down the right-hand side, crunching tackle there. And it's good work by Aguerd, I believe, sweeping in to get it. And it's some interesting work there. Atiat Allah apparently will probably take over that left back spot. Came in for Masraoui just a few moments ago. This one played forward back towards Spain, back with Llorente. just pips this up, and Simon off his line will clear this back. Still taken though by Morocco, as here's Hakimi. Hakimi now. Pressure there for Chedira. Chedira now, or rather it's Unahi on the right. Unahi back towards Hakimi. Now Unahi tried getting it on the end line and he couldn't get to it. But again, great sequence there between Ashraf, Hakimi, and then on the other side for Morocco being Asadine Unahi. Again, just great one there. He was onside, just too much of a touch on that one for Unahi and crew. Back with Spain. This one played through for Morata. Morata able to run with it. Cuts back. Could be dangerous. Here's Nico Williams. His shot's blocked. Morata can't get a touch on it. Cleared away by the Moroccans. 2 minutes plus stoppage time left in this one. If not, we head to extra time. Again, just a great ball played in there. Unable to kind of just square it away. And Nico Williams, again, I think they're trying to see whether or not Morata might have been offside there, but either way, it didn't matter as Morata's shot was cleared away. Amrabat there with the block for Morocco. Both fans still kind of waiting in some tension. Big game for both of those sides. Big game. I think in my opinion, either one of these two teams could go all the way to the final. Here's Olmo now down the left-hand side. He goes down. Free kick for Spain. Big moment and a dangerous area as it was Unahi to give up the foul there. And once again, Danny Olmo to draw it. And again, when you look at Olmo overall, great player, great guy as well. Only shot on goal today, and it's an interesting spot, kind of, sort of where he shot that, but it's a little more wider angle. So if he wants to swing it in, maybe get a header or even go direct, it's more possible. As Seiss picked up the yellow card for Morocco, first booking of the day for the Atlas Eagles. And with that, as the free kick's being set up, we are now 90 minutes through this game. Both teams starting to say their prayers, getting their hopes attached. 5 minutes in the stoppage time period. Soler and Pedri stand over the ball. And it looks like it would be Soler to send it in. Soler whips it in, back post, headed up, but it's wide. Another good chance is the target man himself, number 9, at least on the position sheet, where number 7 on his chest, Alvaro Morata. Almost getting that. It was a wide angle again, but again, just headed it up, but couldn't get the dip, and that caused the ball to sail over for another goal kick. Again, about 4.5 minutes to go in the stoppage time period. Still 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. Boy, have we seen a lot of scoreless draws in this World Cup so far. I think about 4 or 5. We only saw one in 2018. So obviously a little bit different. Rough touch there by Simon. Almost gave it up. And it was, I believe, again, Chedira right in his face. Yeah, it was actually not Chedira. It's Esal Suli going forward. And how about that? I mean, the Moroccans, that was almost a prayer answered right there. Esal Suli might have just gotten a touch and it would have been 1-0 in favor of Morocco. Now there's more drama on the pitch. This time going down, it's going to be number 18 who is going down, Esal Suli, who again, speaking of guys who had a chance to potentially put that one in the back of the net. Actually, no, I beg my pardon. It's actually going to be Jawad El Yamik. And I'm guessing he probably checked in for Agir earlier today. 3 minutes plus stoppage time left to go in this one against Alvaro Morata. Not liking the call on that. Another chance for the Moroccans. As I said earlier, A trip to the quarterfinals on the line, unknown territory for the Atlas Eagles program. For La Roja, of course, champions back in 2010, trying to do it again. Ziyech whips us in, headed up, still in the area, still going. It's still bouncing around. The shot right towards Simone. Ziyech with a good ball in, and overall, it started off with a great run. Could have been offside, but either way, and yeah, looks like either way it could have been offside. But nonetheless, a good one, a good ball in too. The initial shot taken there, I believe I couldn't tell the number, but I think it was Unahi with that. So now with Rodri, still got some time left. 2 minutes in the stoppage time period. If not, we play for extra time. And I think for Morocco, that might have been the last chance. Now it's with Spain. Knowing how Spain loves to possess the ball, this could be kind of just settling up for potentially one last opportunity, one last goal potentially. Alba, Pedri, mid circle, now to Rodri. Rodri now, he motors forward, now out towards Llorente. Nico Williams again. Lost touch of the ball. Now it'll be a free kick. No, throw in. There was a whistle blown somewhere. I don't know if it might have been caused, but either way, crowd's getting noisy too, so that might be a reason why. Alba now to Olmo. Right footed Olmo still goes, and with that goes down. Free kick for Spain now. And now a minute left. Dangerous opportunity once again for La Roja, wearing baby blue today, to potentially bag the game winner before 90 minutes is all said and done. Olmo again to be the one to send it in. You got Pedri and Olmo over the ball, two men in the wall. It'll be Olmo to send this one near post. The shot deflected, saved by Bunu. Was dangerous in the area. Alvaro Morata again trying to get the last swig on it. Pedri kind of just nifted there. There was a nifty run inside. I think it might have been Nico Williams who was kind of diving close towards the ground. Either way, it skipped out as Bunu got the last touch. Corner kick sent in, headed down, still in the area, and cleared away by the Atlas Eagles. Maybe one last chance for Spain. Emeric Laporte there with the shot. And with that, the whistle blows. So at the end of 90 minutes, it is still tied up 0-0. Emeric Laporte with the last chance. His fellow teammate, both in Man City, Rodri, almost with a rebound. And with that, still a lot of chances, a lot of time left to play in this one. 30 minutes for extra time. This will be the second match of this World Cup that has gone to extra time. Japan, Croatia did the same yesterday. So I'll be back in a few minutes to give you the start of the extra time right here on my reaction vids on YouTube. So 90 minutes through, and it's still nil-nil between Morocco and Spain. And so 30 minutes of extra time will be needed to decide who goes on to the next round. If it's still tied after these 30 minutes, we head to penalties. Once again, I'm Mahir Hassan. Thanks for tuning in on this Tuesday morning, at least here in the United States, out at Education City Stadium in Al Rayyan, Qatar. The scene right now, surely electric. Of course, for both teams, they have kind of put pedal to the metal. Spain with majority of the chances in the second half. Of course, Morocco ended up having majority of the shots, but overall, it's still up in the air. Just taking a look at some of the stats we've seen, Spain has officially started to take more control of this match, especially in terms of shots. They only had two in the first half, five in the second, including their only shot on goal, courtesy of a Dani Olmo set piece. Morocco only managed one shot on goal in that second half. So, in sense, they've weathered the storm as Spain has started to kind of use their possessive powers again, 74% for La Roja, only 26 for the Atlas Eagles. Fouls in general, too, still in favor of Spain, still remaining physical in that regards as well. Captains will meet out at midfield, potentially do the toss to make sure which side of the pitch they're on. Sergio Busquets is already there, and again, waiting for the Moroccan captain, that one being Romain Sainz, as Sainz will get out there, and now he will be out and meet with Busquets for the coin toss before this extra time period starts. Of course, as I noted earlier, Spain went out in an added extra time game last time around. Of course, that was on penalties, but you kind of had to go through extra time. Couldn't find the winner against Russia, ended up losing to Russia on penalty kicks. Morocco, it's been a while for them since they've been at that stage. In fact, I don't think, in my opinion, now that I think about it, I don't think they have played. Yeah, they have never played a round of 16, or in that case, rather, they have not played um they have not played an extra time match at the World Cup because that West Germany game I think was ended in regulation. So, once again, players back out on the pitch, still trying to find that elusive first goal. Back underway here at Education City Stadium. And the Spaniards in the baby blue send this forward. And of course, the Christmas decorations, as I like to call it, for Morocco. So pretty good overall. So as I said, Morocco playing in their first ever game to head to extra time at the World Cup. Spain, as I mentioned before, has put up some drama overall. Let's put it that way. 2010 too, extra time. Iniesta getting the goal. I believe that was an extra time. Don't quote me on it, but I believe that was an extra time finish. Yes, it was. That was an extra time finish. Andres Iniesta with the goal against Netherlands. Spain won the World Cup that year 1-0 over the Dutch. Ever since that, though, it's been a little bit of a wonky go at it, and I don't think they've been out that early. Nonetheless, here we see Morocco in the attack, and it's a little too far for Chedira, who is giving chase. 5 changes were made for Morocco, only 3 for Spain, so the Spaniards can still rely on their bench if they want to. So now with Llorente, he'll be taking throw here. I'm trying to, if you can hear typing, I'm trying to see how Spain has done at the World Cup because I do not think they have gone out in the round of 16 back-to-back years. They have never done that. Not in the most current format, which dates back to 1986. Before that, they used to do the group stage, second group stage type things. Actually, 1978, they were out in the group stage. 1982, they were out in the second group stage. Let's see, Chile and England, 62 and 66, same thing, out in the group stage. Never been out back-to-back years in the round of 16. Laporte, Alba tried taking a touch and he's taken off there by Hakimi. Good one too with Hakimi and Ziyech. It was deflected, actually more like cleared and punched away by Busquets. Either way, it goes out for a throw in with Ziyech. Ziyech sends us down the line, picked off there by Pedri. Yeah, Pedri and Jordi Alba kind of going back and forth on that left-hand side. One playing center mid, sometimes one guy's playing center back. Kind of been formidable in that case so far. This one's sent forward by Rodri all the way back towards Saiss and the Moroccans. Unahi Amrabat still at midfield, and believe it or not, it's Morocco to keep most of the possession. That one deflected out by Morata. Throw-in now for Morocco. And this time, they'll just let Hakimi, the usual throw-in taker, to take it. Ziyech goes down. Now the ref will blow a whistle here, potentially for a free kick. No, in fact, it might actually be a throw-in for Spain. Actually, scratch that. It's going to be a free kick for Spain. And Ziyech can't believe it too. I mean, he just gets up and a little frustration, not much. Pedri now on the ball. Pipped forward out towards Jordi Alba. What can he do? Jordi Alba squares it to the middle, crosses there, and Busquets couldn't get a touch on it. Either way, out towards Morocco. Again, very similar to how the first half ended, a very open game in that regards. Not more of Spain keeping possession. Here's Amrabat moving forward, plays a split pass through. It's a good ball through. Good chance for Chadira in the clear against Simon, and it goes right towards the Spanish goalkeeper. Great track back there by Emerick Laporte and Rodri, who are going forward. But once again, Chedira, the substitute with a great chance. Again, I think he was just onside there. And again, well in the clear. And Emerick Laporte with just a touch to steer it back towards his goalkeeper. Otherwise, that might have been 1-0. Nico Williams. Now to Rodri. Rodri now with Jordi Alba. Got 95 minutes through. So 5 minutes through this extra time period, 10 minutes, plus a little stoppage time coming up before we have the intermission. Still in the area. Spaniard goes down. Free kick given. And the one going down there, I think it was Morata. I think Morata is pointing towards his leg to say that I think it was a Saiss got some piece of it and should be warrant of a card. Not going to get that card here, at least. Now with Alba. Pedri. Now to Rodri again. Now to Laporte. Passing continues for Spain, and now they're kind of being reminiscent of how they played in the second half. Going high, just creating majority of their chances. Farthest the center backs are going back to is around midfield. This one pipped forward, looking for Nico Williams, headed away there. Good work by, it was Atiat Ala there. Laporte. Pedri pipped through, looking there for Nico Williams. Now it's going to be Nico on the right. And then again, another good poke away there. Tracking back to a Sabiri to get that. Again, out with Llorente. It's been going the full 96 today so far. Out with Nico Williams. Still keeps it in play. Crosses in too far and too high in that regards for Morata. Back with Nico Williams. This time he lost it as the ball goes back towards Morocco. Let's take a look at this. Nico Williams again. Good arcing ball in, just a little too high. Again, Alvaro Morata, a tall man himself, being the number 9, but just a little too tall in general. Another change coming for Spain. Dani Olmo will head off, and coming on for him will be Ansu Fati. So again, the RB Leipzig man heads off. He'll head on. Jordi Alba will also be heading off, and Balde will now be heading in. So Balde has been playing left back throughout, kind of the acquaintance, or not really an acquaintance, the apprentice for Alba, at least in that left back position. Could see Balde taking over as Alba now enters his mid 30s, I believe. So overall, could see some more minutes for him. Either way, we're approaching 8 minutes through the stoppage time period, or rather, extra time period. Of course, at 1:05, play clock will be stopped. Added time will then become reminiscent. And then after that, little intermission, back for the second half of this intermission like that. Of course, just like the first half, second half, 15 minutes long, if not penalties. Back on the wing now. This one played for Chedira again. Couldn't get a touch. It was Chedira and also Esal Suli who'll be out there. It's Laporte. Laporte now to Rodri. Rodri pipped forward, looking for Nico Williams. He's not going to get there as it's headed away. Good coverage there by Saiz and Unahi, who is tracking back. 800 passes so far for Spain. Can you believe that? 800 passes in this match. Quite impressive. And the fact that they had about 2,350 about. Nonetheless, here's Morata now. Morata end line. Morata crosses in too high as Nico Williams and Ansu Fati both in the area. Williams was the one crashing in as it goes all the way back towards Simon. Laporte. Now to Pedri back towards Laporte. And thus the passing continues for Spain. For Morocco, as of now, just looks like to just see this one out until the intermission. This one sent in by Llorente, headed down, still in the area. Ansu Fati, shot blocked. And a good chance there for the Barcelona man, just unable to steer that one on frame. But again, good chance. It was actually Balde there. Can you believe that? Balde, too, as a left back, almost playing like a striker or left mid in that position. Morata, too. I mean, Alvaro Morata, boy, oh boy, he has been an impact coming off the bench in this one. Of course, kind of in the fight for the Golden Boot as well, currently with 3 goals. Pedri tried scoring it back. This one cut out by Balde, out well into the bleachers for another Moroccan throw-in. 100 minutes through this match. We got 5 minutes plus some stoppage time before the intermission blows in this extra time period. Ashraf Hakimi again to take the throw-in. He'll just send this one high up in the air. Looking for options. Looks for Chedira, who gives pace. Nonetheless, cleared away by Laporte. And I think it was a little too much harassment in the box there. You got Chedira, and you also got Esal Suli there. Esal Suli, even though playing as a left mid, which is what Buffal was playing later in the game, it's kind of been more of the striker position so far. Pedri now. When you talk about some guys who can put on the legs, Pedri being one of those guys. Oh, it was interesting to see Gavi being taken off. Might have been a tactical change. Nonetheless, sent in, headed up, and that too with Fati right in the middle. Cleared away. Another clearance. I mean, if you're playing some fantasy soccer on this Tuesday morning, well, now Tuesday afternoon on the East Coast, probably getting your good moments there. And that one too, just Bunu and also getting back there and heading that one away. It's an interesting work there. It was Unahi again, I think. There might be a number 18, but I don't see an 8 except for El Yamik. You know it was El Yamik there. My apologies. So Laporte, Rodri. Still at the midfield circle, 2 minutes plus 30 seconds before stoppage time. Pedri cuts back, plays it towards the middle again. Rodri in some space. Rodri rips a shot, and that one will be well off target. About 45 yards out, and Rodri thought he could tee it up for glory. Ended up going nowhere close to net there. Again, kind of it's interesting to see kind of the momentum, and they're just showing it here on the stream. The Moroccan fans are still happy. Like I said, I mean, there's going to be a point in this match where the momentum's going to turn in their favor. Meanwhile, Ziyech plays it here to Unahi. Unahi now got numbers playing forward for Chedira in the clear, and it's just saved there by Simone. Again, another great chance there for Chedira, kind of playing the center forward role. Another great chance to potentially make it 1-0. Meanwhile, here comes Spain the other way. Pedri tried centering it across, and it was cut out there. Good work tracking back by Unahi. And again, Unai Simon called into action there against number 21 of Morocco, Walid Chedira. Again, Unai Simon, the goalkeeper, coming huge in these big moments. Last touch there. Ziyech once again plays it forward. A running Chedira gives chase there. And it was a little collision there on the end. But I believe Laporte, Chedira there called for the foul free kick. But again, how about that? Walid Chedira only making his third cap at the national stage, but already two good chances to potentially make it 1-0 and also get his first goal for his country. Boy, would it be a big one in this situation. Rodri again. 10 seconds, and then we start stoppage time. This one pipped forward. Nico Williams gives chase. Seiss just clears it out. Out on the touchline. 1 minute of stoppage time coming up, and it will start off with a Spain throw-in. Once again, Rodri clips it back post. Ansu Fati was the target. A little too far, headed away by Ziyech for another corner kick. You think about it. Spain, too, they've got their entire country around them. Morocco, with Senegal being out, has got an entire continent rallying around them. Soler whips this one in, and before it can officially be in play, the ref's going to check here on Laporte as he went down there in the middle. I don't know if it will negate the corner kick, but let's take a look. It was Laporte there, went down in the box, and it was El Yamik who was guarding him. So it will be negated. Won't be a goal kick. Rather, it will be another corner kick. Take two for the Spaniards. Probably last kick before the intermission. Soler whips this one back post, headed away. Good work. Rebound sent back in. That one also cleared away as it was Busquets, the one to redirect it back. He'll take a throw in, thinking that maybe there might be one last chance before the whistle blows. Either way, Alvaro Morata is down, and Bunu has gone over him to try to get him up. I don't know what in the world is happening, but either way, the theatrics have definitely been playing out in this midday now on Tuesday here at Eastern Time, Tuesday night in Qatar. And with that, first part of intermission is in the books. Spain and Morocco still tied up at 0-0, but a big chances for Morocco as it was Walid Chedira not once but twice in the clear to potentially give Morocco the opener, only to be denied by Unai Simon. The other side for Spain, they continue their pacing, but no saves have needed to be made there, courtesy of Yassine Bunu. Nonetheless, evenly matched game, save for possession, but it has definitely been interesting to say the least. We'll take a quick break, and then I'll be back for the second half of intermission right after this. There we go. Stretch my legs out. Now I'm back. Looks like just some more talking twos. No more changes. It looks like for both sides they have used 5 changes in total. And it looks like that should be it in terms of substitutions. So, I mean, well, I don't know if the substitution rule is available in the sense that if a team were to get that, they do have one more substitution in the back pocket. I don't know if that's possible, just knowing how it's going on right now. You do have 5 subs, though. That's the thing. This is the first World Cup to include 5 substitutions compared to 3 as how it used to be. Nonetheless, back underway, and just like that, Morocco tried a shot there, maybe trying to catch Unai Simon off his line, and it was Sabiri there with the chance. Interesting, interesting way to start off the second intermission for Morocco. Maybe trying to catch the goalkeeper off his line. Either way, back towards the Spaniards. And again, I mean, this is again kind of the trap they're trying to play into. Nonetheless, this one was played a good clip forward ball by Rodri. So nonetheless, the pig pen continues. Out on the end, chance for Pedri out towards Ansu Fati, who couldn't control that ball there. Again, you think about it. If you're just tuning in, the front three for Spain has just been substitutes. Overtime, it was Danny Olmo, Marco Asensio, and also Ferran Torres to start off. Now it's Ansu Fati, Alvaro Morata, and Nico Williams. Still, again, both sides on their feet, doing some cheering as well. And as I said earlier, I was going to say before that attack is the fact that for Spain, you think about it, lost to Italy on penalties 2020 Euro, lost to Russia 2018 on penalties. Fact of the matter is, Spain in recent history has not been good on some penalty shootouts. Ended up beating Switzerland, I believe, in penalties in the Euro as well in the quarterfinals. But nonetheless, you think about it, it's interesting. It's interesting in the sense that as this match goes along, the more momentum will turn to Morocco because all it comes down to is spot kicks. Both goalkeepers have been quite excellent so far, but the fact that Spain has majority of the possession, I think says for Morocco that, they've got this. They've got a chance to do some danger. And hey, I mean, you think about it, Chedira, not once but twice had some chances to potentially make it a 1-0 game in favor of Morocco's. You see, look there, Walid Regragui. Of course, a young guy, played for Morocco a few times, 45 caps, 0 goals, as he was playing for them back in the 2000s. Luis Enrique, another player for him, 14 years he has spent with Spanish clubs or with the country itself, except a year back in 2011, 2012, where he coached at Roma. 62 caps, 12 goals for him for Spain back in 1991 and 2002. Challenged there on the end, at least that was the case there by Ziyech, and will go out for a Spain goal kick, just like that, taken quickly. Don't even get to take a look at how, like what the first pass is, which is interesting too from a broadcaster standpoint, but also just in general. You see that on FIFA as well. Rodri, Llorente. Llorente again. This one pipped by Busquets. Again, a good chase, and now it's seen out, cleared forward by Saiss, and again, further cleared out by Esal Suli. This one again pipped forward and going out towards Nico Williams on the right, unable to get there, is Nico Williams. Good coverage there by Atiat Allah. Laporte. Jordi Alba. Back towards Laporte. Rodri again. Center mid, turns center back, at least for the Spanish national team. Nico Williams got his pass. It was deflected off of Atiat Allah, so it will be throw in. 110th minute, got 11 minutes plus stoppage time. If it remains the same, we head to penalties. Yes, indeed, folks. Penalties will be coming our way. And with that, I mean, if that's the case, if you're on TikTok, that's probably the only place I'll be putting this match on tonight, which should be an interesting one so far. So Rodrigo, and again, just a rough touch in between. Again, pressure continues. And Morocco could get on the break here, but overall, Spain has now gotten back to their average of 76% of the possession. This one booted forward here by Atiat Allah, a little too far for running Chedira. And again, Saiss now, he's gone down on the pitch. He's grabbing his hamstring. Not a good sign there. Non-contact foul for him. So this is, I think, where you're kind of going. But at least for Morocco, you brought out Aguerd. Since he suffered an injury, El Yamik is now in the game. So it's either the fact that that substitution, the extra one that is going to be used for Morocco, or Morocco is down a man for the next 10 minutes plus stoppage time, which could end up hurting their World Cup chances. Again, it was with his kicking foot, his left foot, that he used to kick the ball towards the end line in Atiat Allah. So it looks like for now he'll just get some treatment. He's walking back. He's pulled up his left pant leg, so at least his full hamstring per se is bare. And for now he'll just get some treatment there on the hamstring. So it looks like he could be heading off, and right now it's Regragui and the crew talking right now with number 24, Bilal Ekanous, playing for Genk, has not started at all for the national team. Boy, oh boy, would this be a big moment for the 18-year-old. Nonetheless, Spain continues dancing on the ball here, out towards Nico Williams. Nico now, again, track back. The wings have been cut off for the most part by Morocco. Good pragmatic, good tactical decision so far by Regragui. Ansu Fati now to Balde. Got those two kind of going forward as well. This one pipped forward. Here's Balde. Balde's first time cross cleared away and further cleared away by Amrabat high up into the air. Now we got 8 minutes plus stoppage time left to go. Nico Williams, rough touch. Just saw it out, couldn't keep it in play, and with that, it's another Morocco throw-in. Again, Atiat Allah to take the throw-in here. Yeah, not much overall. Still some time, still some moving, still some space involved, for sure. Nonetheless, tension starting to build inside Education City Stadium. It's already building for a while, but I think the cauldron might boil over, especially if we get to penalty kicks. You got Morocco, who again, Arab country, they've been to Qatar before and taken part in the Arab Cup and all this stuff. But when you get the opportunity against an UEFA side, especially a side like Spain, holding them to 0 goals, that too, the team that has scored the most goals in this World Cup, it does say something. Laporte now. 6 minutes plus stoppage time. If either one of these two sides were to get the go ahead here. Now it's back towards the middle. Sergio Busquets now. Pipped out wide, couldn't find his man there. You got Balde and Ansu Fati on that side. Pedri now on the ball going forward. Pedri sifted in the middle, just like that, taken off by Amrabat. Good nifty turn as he gets it out towards Esal Suli. Now here comes Chedira again. Chedira in the clear. Chedira in space and lost it again. And just like it was the first time and second time, the defenders able to close down. Rodri and Llorente there on the track back. And again, I mean, the thing is with Chedira is he's found that open space. It's just either one, he can't cut back and finish, or nobody's there to meet him. The fact that he's there is the fact, I think, one thing that we know Morocco's going to be playing back. And the fact that Chedira is kind of the only hope in terms of potentially getting a surprise goal. This one played through, and maybe another chance here. Ziyech, well, pardon me, it looked like Ziyech went down. Another challenge. The hassle continues. It was actually Hakimi there going forward. Boy, oh boy, is this interesting. Good news is I've got some experience calling some penalty kick shootouts. This one out on the wing, Nico Williams tried giving chase, seen out there by Atiat Allah. Although he didn't have most of his balance, good work there to keep that one out. Of course, Atiat Allah making his fifth cap today, the only guy on the pitch currently who plays in Morocco with Bidad AC. Also, in that case, probably the one guy that has a good relationship with Wahid Regragui. In terms that they've played before and they've coached and they've had a relationship before. In the sense that Regragui was head coach with Vidad AC before taking the Morocco head coaching job, and Atiat Allah still plays with Vidad AC. He's been playing there since 2020. This one headed back, and once again, the Khedira mix is on, and either way, this one's seen out by Llorente. Cleared out, still in play, back towards Amrabat. Once again, out towards them again. Esal Tuli on the ball. Esal Tuli actually kind of collided there, as Atiat Allah was also on the run. Here comes Spain the other way. Alvaro Morata now in the middle, options both sides, plays it out. Morata keeping it himself, tried playing it through for Ansu Fati, a little too far. Could have taken a shot himself in that regards as he was at the edge of the box. Let's take a look at this again. Little mix up there between Atiat Allah and actually in trying to attempt to cross it, tripped up Esal Suli. And look at Morata on the other side. Going the other way, could have taken a shot to maybe get it back, although there were a plethora of Moroccans back. Either way, 3 minutes plus stoppage time left. This one is going to be one that comes down to the wire. And it looks like Spain might use the extra substitution they have. Luis Enrique has ushered one of his players out there to the touchline. That will happen when we have time. Meanwhile, here comes Nico again. Nico again, end line, cross, still in play, and eventually just headed out there. Deflected, and eventually Hakimi just has to do the simple work, get it out, slow down the pace for the Spanish side. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if Williams might have been out during that time. I mean, we had this conversation in the Japan-Spain game was the ball out? It looked like the ball was clearly out there. And I don't think there was like a specimen that touched the line or in sense looked like it was on the line, as was the case when Spain played Japan on Thursday. So either way, about 2 minutes left, and now it looks like we might see the final change for Morocco. Now I don't know what's happening with Regragui. He's waving his finger at one of the Moroccans. I think he was going to make a change. Now I don't think he's reneging on his decision, at least for now. What we do see is that Nico Williams is heading off, and you've got Sarabia now in the mix. So it looks like, I mean, Nico Williams, who came on as a substitute, will be headed off. And I think for Enrique, this is going to be a penalty kick type changes. You're going to have the guy who made a lot of starts with PSG and the guy who played a lot in Euro, Pablo Sarabia, coming in on the right. So again, about a minute left plus stoppage time as this one ekes towards its finish. This one out on the wing for Llorente. Llorente, cross blocked by Atiatala. Corner kick for the Spaniards. And now we'll see the change for Morocco. I think this might also be a tactical penalty kick type change. Unahi heading off. And now we will see the man from Morocco, number 24 for them, that being Bilal El Kanous. So El Kanous will check in. It'll be interesting to see how the lineup works when we start penalty shootouts. Sarabia whips this one into the box, headed away. Still in the area, now eventually played back, only as far as some other guys that were there. Out on the wing now. Balde cleared off. And now the Moroccans can make some noise. 120 minutes through here from Education City Stadium. 3 minutes. 3 minutes of stoppage time before we could potentially have penalties. Get a big time. I try to get some skyline during break. I don't know. Might have to wait till tomorrow because boy, oh boy, we have got a dandy here coming down to the wire. Balde again. With that, it goes back towards the center backs. Here's Rodri. Rodri out on the wing for Llorente. Llorente tried getting it through for Sarabia. Now in the middle, in the clear, shot taken, deflected, and blocked away. Cleared back by Morocco towards the Spanish backfield. That one will roll all the way back. 2 minutes. 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining, and then on to penalties. Once again, more chances for Spain if they were to get that elusive first goal in these dying embers. Sarabia. Ready's left-footed, header deflected, and it's cleared away. Looked like for a moment could have gotten in, but at the same time, great work by the defensive man, center back El Yamik. And again, it was deflected there by Soler, who was right in the minute. Right in the moment. Corner kick for Spain, about 75 seconds, 75 to 90 seconds left to go. Fans are saying their prayers, hoping potentially for a penalty shootout if they're Morocco. For Spain, it's a goal. Sarabia whips it in, headed away. Once again, Llorente, Balde. Back towards Llorente. Back with Pedri. Ball continues to work around, played in for Busquets. Sergio Busquets now thought about the shot, now towards Ansu Fati. Busquets now out on the wing. This one whipped into the box, back post. Good chance overall, but he can't steer it on frame. And the poor man himself, Pablo Sarabia, almost gave Spain the go-ahead. But instead it goes right across the face of goal. It was a good ball whipped in. Sarabia could have been offside. It was onside at that moment. But then again, just a great ball sent in there. And actually, now that I look at it on the other side, glance off the post too. Wow. Big moment. And it almost went in. The Moroccan fans are celebrating as they should. 3 minutes have passed here in stoppage time. No note yet, and now the whistle has blown. So at the end of 120 minutes, there have been no goals so far. Chances from both sides, clear-cut chances. Of course, Sarabia's goal being the closest. But in the end, it is on to penalty kicks. I'll be back in a few to give you the shootout and bring this one home right here on YouTube. Don't go anywhere, folks. So at the end of 120 minutes, we are still knotted up 0-0 between Morocco and Spain. And so, to decide who goes on to the quarterfinals, it will come down to a penalty shootout. For Morocco, they have already tied the farthest they have ever gone at a World Cup. That was back in 1986, lost 1-0 to West Germany. With a win today in the penalty shootouts, they are on to the quarterfinals for the first time in history and would go down as the best World Cup finish in their nation history as well. For Spain, they went out in the stage last year on penalty kicks. So it would be monumental for them to get back. Of course, the 2010 champs, 2014 out in the group stage, trying to get back to glory and win their second title over here. Last time Spain was out in the round of 16 before Russia was in Germany back in 2006. That was a 3-1 loss to Germany. And then, of course, back in 1990, their other loss in the round of 16, they lost 2-1 to Yugoslavia in extra time. And so, time for penalties. You got Roman Saiz of Morocco already waiting with the officials, waiting for Sergio Busquets for the coin toss. This is big too. It will decide who would get the ball first, and in that sense, who would be kicking first, and also which side is it on. You've got Morocco on the left side of the screen, Spain on the right. So it's going to be a coin toss. The ref is explaining, depends on either side, it will decide which side it's on. Spain wins, and they'll be taking it on the Spanish side of the pitch. And again, they're going to do a coin toss again to decide who kicks first as well. Again, flip is taken, and Morocco will be kicking first. So as I said before, Morocco will be taking it first. Historically, the team that has kicked first in a penalty shootout has done better. However, it will be on Spain's side of the pitch. So let's see how this one fares. As you get a little talk there between the goalkeepers. Spain's goalkeeper Unai Simon, Morocco's goalkeeper Yassine Bounou. Both teams going back. As I said before, Morocco will be the first one to take the penalty. And taking the penalty for Morocco first, I believe, will be the midfielder. That one being Abdelhamid Sabiri. So Sabiri will be the first one to take for Morocco. And of course, Unai Simon, the Atletico Bilbao goalkeeper, will ready. Again, big moments for both teams. Winner faces Portugal or Switzerland in the next round. again, just a little talking to. Again, one thing to note is that goalkeepers must keep at least 1 foot on the line. They cannot go off that line. They must keep 1 foot on that line. Otherwise, it will encourage a retake. Sabiri, the first one to shoot here in this penalty shootout. Second one of this World Cup. Here we go. Sabiri, just 12 yards away from Unai Simon, who stands in goal. Here's Sabiri, steps up, puts it away. Simon dove to his right, and Sabiri went to Simon's left. Just like that, Morocco up 1-0 in the shootout. So now it's down to Spain. As I said before, they've got the home crowd behind them. That is the home crowd, that side of the pitch. And it's the man that was brought on a few minutes ago, Pablo Sarabia, to take the penalty kick. He was brought in for a moment like this, almost had the game winner just moments ago. La Roja's supporters right behind him, or right in front of him, rather. Pablo Sarabia against Yassine. That too. Yassine Bounou. Here we go. Sarabia steps up, off the post, going to his right, and rightfully so. Bounou was also going there, clangs off the post. Morocco up 1-0 right now in the shootout. So it's Morocco now. Chance to potentially make it 2-0 in favor. It'll be Hakim Ziyech, the Chelsea man, stepping up to take this. Of course, a guy who's kind of been putting the team on his shoulders. Of course, biggest name, biggest club in terms of Moroccan fans. I mean, him and Hakimi both. But either way, Hakim Ziyech stepping up to take this. Here he is. Ziyech right down Broadway. And just like that, fires up the Moroccan crowd. They're up 2-0 now as Simon couldn't save it as he dove to his left. Again, oh boy. Struck with power and pace. So now 2-0, and now Spain's really got to make it. Pablo Sarabia just has to watch on here. Now stepping up to take it for Spain will be number 19, one of their new guys brought off the bench, as we've seen, Carlos Soler. Soler against Bounou, just getting a check from the official. Soler runs up, quick run up, steps up, saved there by Bounou. 2-0, Morocco leads. And Regragi's telling the squad to calm down. Telling, more importantly, the fans to calm down. Some of them are losing it. Rightfully so. I mean, you think about it. They hold on here. They're onto the quarters. As I said before, I don't think an African team has made it into the top 4 in World Cup history. That's a case that's very close. Another guy brought on off the bench for Morocco to take a penalty like this. Boy, would it be big for Bilal El Khanous. This would put Spain in real trouble if it's put in. El Khanous against Simon. Here he is. He kicks it, and it's saved by Unai Simon. So Spain still with an opportunity to potentially equalize here. Now, probably not on this one, granted, but overall. Because if it were the case, had El Khanous made it, then Spain would have to convert. Otherwise, Morocco's on. So once again, back with the Spaniards, with some hope in life here, Sergio Busquets stepping up to take it. The leader of this team, number 6, one of the best number 6s in the world, going up against the man himself, Bounou. Once again, big Barca man himself, Sergio Busquets. Whistle blows. Sergio Busquets steps up. Saved again by Bunu. Second save of the day, and Spain has continued to miss every shot they have taken. And so it now comes down to a big one, a big, big kick for Morocco. The Moroccan fans are all on their feet. If they convert this penalty, the Moroccans are on to the quarterfinals for the first time in nation history. And Spain, for the second consecutive World Cup, will be out in the round of 16. Big, big kick. And it all lies in the hands and feet of the Moroccans. The only thing Unai Simon can do is dive and save it. The man stepping up, Ashraf Hakimi, another guy, a big name guy, played at Dortmund, playing now at PSG with the likes of Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar, going up against Unai Simon. This to send Morocco to the next round. Here he is, Hakimi, right down Broadway, and the Moroccans are on to the next round. Final score here, scoreless at the end of 120 minutes. The final, Morocco 3, Spain 0 in the penalty shootout. Oh boy, what a moment for the African country. The continent of Africa rejoices in the glories of Morocco. And for Luis Enrique and crew, they fought a lot. A lot of people thought Spain may be on, but it's not happening. They will look on in disappointment. For the second consecutive World Cup, the Spaniards are out at the stage. So that does it for my coverage. Quick turnaround here at 2 o'clock. Portugal and Switzerland will be up. I'll probably be downstairs as some of the guys are getting some sleep here. I might have woken them up, unfortunately. But for now, I'm Mihirsan Hassan. Catch your breath. I'll be back in a little while. I'll see you later. If not, have a great day and stay safe.